Oh, we were just making sure that the live stream was actually working. Hey,
Is it
Cammy.
working? Can you hear us? Say hello in the chat if you can hear us, and if you're here, and so we know you're here and who's here.
We never know if it's working or not, but I think we're working. Yes. Okay. Looks like Cammy is here. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Hey, Cammy.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Put people's comments on the screen.
Right.
Hello, Devin.
Oh, Devin is here. Yay.
Hello,
Hunter is here. Why are there numbers behind my name? Because that's what your username.
Your YouTube username.
That's your YouTube username. Looks like Drew's here. Thank you, family, for coming, and Cammy.
and what's her name? Marie.
Oh, Andrea.
Mari
Andrea is driving.
Is that one whole name?
Yes.
Mari Andrea.
Yes. Mari
I
Andrea.
thought it was like two names.
No, it's her whole first name. She's driving, so hopefully she's here. Yay, hi. Whenever we do a live stream, I just let family and friends and book club people know in case they want to join, and usually they come and say hi, so then I just feel like I'm at book club or something. So it makes it less nervous, more nervous. I don't know, maybe a little bit more nervous. Okay. Do we have enough people to? Yeah, Cammy, about your numbers. I don't know that you can remove them. Oh, hi, Pat. Thanks for joining. I'm excited that some booktubers are joining in with the family and the friends. Yay.
Are any of my crochet friends here?
She's invited a crochet friend. So
From
if you're
a Crochetly account?
Yes, if you're a crochet friend, then please let us know. Welcome to the booktube side of things, and have fun chatting books with us today. All right. So should we jump into it? Do we have enough people here? We were trying to decide if we need to do some like small talk chit chat while we wait for people to come. You can be a crochet friend, Pat. Oh, I'm supposed to like this.
Do you crochet? Are you a crocheter?
You can be a crochet friend even if you don't crochet. She loves people seeing all of her crochet stuff.
I'm almost at 400 Instagram followers.
Awesome.
So if you don't follow Crochetly on Instagram, then go follow me to get me to 400 followers.
Yeah, there you go. Self-plug right off the bat. I can't crochet either. There's no way. I can't add that to my list of stuff right now. People have asked me or told me I should start, but I'm just like, no. Oh, Kevin joined. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Kevin.
Thanks for coming. And thanks for letting us know you're here. All right, so usually we start this out by just doing some general numbers and stats from Storygraph, because we've been using Storygraph the past few years, and it has some fun categories and stats and things that I don't normally think of. Helen's made it. Yay. Hi, Helen. Ellen. I don't know why I said that came out funny. Ellen, hi. All right. I don't know. Is it real late where you are, Ellen? Hopefully this is a good time for you. I always think about you when I figure out what time we're doing this and make sure that it's not like the middle of the night for you. So hopefully you're good. All right. Storygraph. Tammy says she needs to give Storygraph another chance. It's really fun once you get going in it. And it has some cool graphs. I mean, it lives up to its name for the graphs.
I just like the stats.
The stats, and I like not only the stats, but the ability to keep track of challenges, if you're into that, and buddy reads and group reads, all that stuff. There's special pages just for that. And I find that really fun aspect of Storygraph also. So it's almost bedtime where Ellen is at, which I find a perfect time for doing this. So hopefully this is working for you. A perfect time to watch, not necessarily do them, but watch them. Yeah. Watching is a good time. All right. So our general stats.
So is this like
Like just some rent. Total books read.
Physical books, audiobooks?
Yes. Well, no, physical and audio is a little bit later,
Oh, okay.
I think. um, so I read 66 books this year, and you read.
I read 90 books this year.
Is that less than normal for you? Or your normal?
It's less than the past 2 years.
Because I felt like you added some more other things to your life, so that you weren't able to read as much.
Yeah, but I wasn't working. I mean, the reason why last year I read 145 books, 2024, was because of working full time and just
reading,
listening to audiobooks
while you work,
literally 8 hours every day.
Right. So I was wondering if you saw that number go down.
Yeah,
a little bit. My number went up a little bit. My goal is 60, and last year I think I did 62. This year I did 66. So I like the number 60 because I feel like that's like my norm, and
it's like
it pushes me a little bit, but it doesn't like make me stressed. So
barely more than 1 book a week.
So everyone, if you want to in comments, tell us how many books you read this year. You can just start throwing that up if you want. Page-wise, yes.
Oh, that's true.
60 is a good number for lots of things, right? Cami is always a huge number, 142. Why do you think it's so much, Cami? I mean, much more than like 60. Is it because you do read a lot of manga and middle grade and graphic? Do you think that's why, or do you think you just are reading lots more than most people? I guess I don't know. I feel like that's more than most people, but maybe it's normal. I don't know.
I mean, last year I did 145.
Wow, that's so crazy. Pages. I did 20,580 pages according to Storygraph. Cami says that she audiobooks while she cleans and drives. See, I don't clean that much. People always say that, and I'm like, so you like the 5 minutes a week that you clean? Or wash dishes? It takes me, they always say, listen to audiobooks when you wash dishes, and I'm like, well, that's usually like 2 songs worth. So I always find that funny. Ellen says 64, which is a little bit more than last year. Graphic novels, shorter books. Yes, I read, same with me, some graphic novels and shorter books are on my list too. Cami says she gets to listen while she works. That is so awesome when people do that, are able to do that. Hunter says 13. Woohoo! 13.
But, I mean, do you count the audiobooks that we listen to together in the car?
We're waiting for an answer. He totally should count those. I used to not do audiobooks either, but I do them now when I'm driving the long distances. I don't do it around the city driving, but long distance driving.
Same.
So and that last year I went on a lot of longer road trips. So we'll get to audiobooks in a minute, but anybody else want to say how many books they read this year? And pages 20,580 pages. And according to Storygraph, my average page length is 314, which I feel is pretty average.
So is that only the physical books? Like you didn't count the audiobooks in that, right?
I think that counts all of them.
I separated mine.
I think that counts all of them somehow. I don't know. Yeah, because that would be crazy if that was just physical. Wouldn't it be crazy if that was just physical? I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
My physical, so I separated the physical and the audiobooks. So the total physical pages that I read was 6,370.
So I don't know what mine would be if I separated them out. I don't know how to do that. That's just what Goodreads tells you at the top of your.
Yeah, but if you don't separate.
But yeah,
that's probably everything.
I do tell Storygraph. I tell Storygraph all the different things, so I don't know where it separates it out on pages. But all right, Cami Oops, did I already say that? Cami weighing in at 36,822 pages. Awesome. So many pages. So many books.
Wait, but can I say, so then my total audiobook hours
How many?
is 769.
Wow.
So 6,370 pages plus 769 audiobook hours.
Cool. I guess I should figure out how to do that next time. Maybe. I didn't do that many audiobooks though, but so okay. What other things do we usually talk about in this?
At what speed? Cami asks, at what speed of audiobooks? Lately I've been doing 1.8, although in 2024 I got up to 2.4 times speed.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
But
I do not approve of this.
I brought it back.
I do not approve. I do not approve. Okay, we have Kyle joining us. Hi, Kyle. Thanks for joining us. Devin has a question. Do YouTube videos count as books if audiobooks and mangas can count?
Like a YouTube video that
of a book.
Not a book.
If the YouTube video is a book, then it would count.
Yes.
But it's not regular videos of watching.
That's like more like a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
Not a book.
So we're not counting TV shows or movies in our count. But if it's a book, a lot of people do listen to books on YouTube, but that's like an audiobook. Good job. Oh, that's funny.
Devin is one of those people that does not consider audiobooks as reading.
Yes, we've had this discussion with him many times, so that's why he's asking that, I think, right? I think. Anyway, that's a topic for another video, perhaps. What's another question?
Is this live a book?
No. This live is not a book.
That's a good book. That's a good title or something.
Is this live a book? Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Do we want to talk anything more about that, or should we go into authors? What else do we want to say on the general?
Well, I think going on with that, we should say, the amount of physical, the amount of audiobooks.
Okay.
E-books.
Well, I think that's a little bit later, but we can talk about that now if you'd like.
I mean, I feel like it goes,
It goes into this.
It goes into that.
Okay, so say what are your numbers on that?
17 physical books, 72 audiobooks, 1 ebook, which was her book
Beta read.
that I beta read.
Beta readed.
Beta readed.
Kyle is reading The Name of the Wind right now. Awesome. Are you loving it? Hopefully you're loving it.
Is that the Patrick
Rothfuss. Say that 3 times fast, right? I read 20. See, I did mine a little different.
Well, I have those ones later.
Okay,
Where they're from.
Okay, so I read 13 audiobooks. I mean, I listened to 13 audiobooks. Okay, this is where we can say the difference between print and audio. Audio, you're listening. Print, you're reading, but you're still consuming a book. In case anybody wants to worry about the semantics of the wording. I listened to 13 audiobooks. And so that means that all the rest were print. Do the math.
Say that again.
13 audiobooks.
13 minus
66
minus 13 is 53
reading with my eyeballs.
with your eyeballs.
Yeah.
But 20 of those are ebooks.
20 of those are ebooks. Yes, which that's a lot. And then I have 35 actual books. Okay. Anybody want to report on their numbers with those? Or did we already kind of do it back there? Cami said already how many audios did she do?
She said pages.
Pages.
How many audiobooks did you guys listen to, and how many physical books did you read with your eyeballs?
We got Susan in here with us. Zero physical, 3 audible books. but just started doing that in November through One Audible, no physical. Looks like you're getting going anyway.
Nice.
Good job on that. I do my audiobooks all from the library, from Libby.
Libby.
Yes. And I'm doing one right now on Spotify, which I can do maybe 1 or 2 a month on Spotify. But I haven't really used it, so I'm trying to use that one more. Anyway. Okay, let's go to authors. Authors. I'm going to switch this to say authors. Switching to authors. Oh, but the people are answering the question now. Okay, when you say you hybrid read with both, that means you read a little bit and you listen a little bit on the same book. Is that what you mean by hybrid?
I've tried to do that, but I cannot do that.
I've done that 2 or 3 times, but it is weird. Yeah, for me.
Because I can't. It's really hard to find the spot that I'm at in the audiobook specifically.
And this is Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Listen to 32, read 15, and 5 of the 15 on Kindle. So, Tammy says yes on the hybrid question, I think, right? Combination of both, which is what I feel like I'm doing better with that. Combination of both lately. Then I read some just on audio. She's bugging us with her semantics again. Yes. Okay, let's talk about authors now. Not band. Band, not band. What? Oh, I'm showing this. Not band. Print and. We got it. Okay. Authors. So I always keep track of men versus women authors, just to, because that was a statistic that back in the day everybody was really curious about. I don't know if people are as curious about it these days anymore, but I have found that my women authors have gone way up and my men authors have gone way down. I do not know what that's saying, but so I read 17 male authors and 51 female authors. One book had a brother sister team, so I counted them both in both of those numbers.
Brother sister.
Yeah, it was the Swing It Sunny graphic novels that I read with my granddaughter, kind of. Yeah. So the sister wrote it and the brother illustrated, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then according to Storygraph, 35 authors that I enjoyed this year were new to me authors, ones that I hadn't done last year or other years. What about you?
I had 57 female authors, 33 male authors, and there were 2 female duos. I don't remember how I included. I think they're both included in the female. Maybe. I don't know. No. They were counted as 1 in the female count. But 2 of the books were female.
Jenny said she had 14 male authors. So your female is a little higher than your male too, I guess, on this one, on this stat. Sometimes we keep track of, because of Ellen's Diversity Bingo Challenge, I tried to keep track of where the authors were from this year, and I failed, kind of. It's very not diverse. Did I actually write those down? I didn't actually write those down, but most of my authors are from the US. There's several Australian ones and 1 Swedish one, but there's a lot of like Korean American, Chinese American, Iranian American. So, I don't know if those count being diverse or not, But I did have a bunch of that because, like Taherah, Iranian American, and I read tons of her books. So there was one author from North Korea because I did that one book about her escape from North Korea, and then I have this one author is from France, but I think she's the glucose goddess. If anybody's familiar with her, she's from France, but I think she's also American. Same thing I was just saying. I'm not exactly sure on her.
Susan asked a good question.
Okay. Susan asks, all female for me, do you see a difference? Do we see a difference?
I think so.
I think it's a different vibe often, and female women authors tend to write a certain kind of style or book. I read, like, in some of the male authors that I read this year were like the classic sci-fi, some of these weird, crazy books I read, classic sci-fi. And that's definitely a male author kind of vibe. I don't know how else to explain it. If anybody else wants to jump in on the comments and explain what you
like I
feel
like
on that
there's
one.
a difference, but I don't know how to explain the difference.
No stats. Does that make you crazy that you don't have stats? Or like, I don't know what it is, but I always want to shake it up at the end of the year just by seeing all the numbers. I used to keep a hard copy reading journal, but then I morphed to Goodreads, and now I'm kind of morphing to Storygraph, and I don't really have a hard copy journal anymore, which makes me kind of sad. But I used to. I have a whole notebook full of it. It's fun. I should go back to it. Cami is weighing in 54 women, 20 men.
That doesn't add up to 143. Did you read a lot of repeat authors?
But I still count. I counted those. Sometimes I count repeats. That's weird. I shouldn't do that, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess
Jana.
I counted repeats too.
11 men, 91 women. Wow, yours is really skewed. Tell us if you can tell a difference. Answer that question if anybody can. Short story collections are I can't talk. Considered one book.
Yeah.
It's a collection of short stories. That is how I would answer that question. Cami is saying that she read multiple books by the same author. Yes, we have a few of that. Ellen, mostly female authors. So she's trying to get more men in to be more diverse, get more men in there. 8 male authors this year. Okay, that makes me laugh. I don't know why. Because usually, like back in the day, it was probably we were trying to get more women in there so that we weren't reading all the classic men books, but now it's kind of skewed the other way, I feel like. You read some authors from other countries? Yeah?
Yeah, well, I didn't keep track of like where they're from if the book was in English, but I kept track of translated books.
Right. Okay, tell us that right now. Here.
Okay, so I kept track of books that were translated into English that I read. So I read 3 that were translated from Japanese, 2 from Korean, 1 from Swedish, 1 from French, 1 from Icelandic, and
nice.
one from Portuguese.
Nice. I don't know that I have my Frederick Bachman, so translated from Swedish, and I have my North Korean one. I don't know that she wrote it in.
If she wrote it in Korean or English.
I have no idea what that was written in.
Good question.
But most of mine, I think, were all English besides Frederick Bachman's, I bet.
Sometimes.
Oh, I read this silly manga, zombie manga, and it was probably originally Japanese. I don't know. Anyways,
I'm always.
I need to do better with this.
Sometimes I don't know. In fact, there's probably some that go under the radar of being translated that we just assume is English.
Right.
Yeah. Then also there's ones that I'm surprised weren't translated. Like there were a couple that books that I read that took place in Mexico by a Mexican author,
But they wrote it in
but they wrote it in English.
Interesting. Yeah, that's probably what some of mine are too.
But I assumed that they were written in Spanish, but they weren't.
Yeah. Anyways, that's something that I would like to work on more, is having some more books that were translated. Just because that broadens your worldview.
Yeah.
So
I had a goal that I didn't really keep up with very well. But earlier this year, I was tutoring English online. And so I had students from all over the world. And I went through a little bit of where I asked my students to like recommend me a book from their country. And that's where the Portuguese one came from. And,
Awesome.
And one of the Japanese. And I got some other recommendations, but then I didn't read them yet.
On your TBR.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to look at is how many or what authors rise to the top in my pile, what authors I read the most of. So for me, that is Casey West. I think I read 3 of her books this year. And Tahara Mafi, I read 3 of hers because I've been doing that, this Woven Kingdom series, and I read 3 books in that series. And Beth Brower, because I'm doing the Emma M. Lyon series, I read like 5 of those books. And then Taylor Jenkins Reid, I read 2. And I think that's it on the most read. Jennifer L. Holm and Matthew Holm, the 2 graphic novels.
I read 3 books by Leon Moriarty, and then 2 books from each of these authors: Josh Malerman, John Mars, Holly Jackson, Blake Crouch, and Stephen King, which I'm finding that really interesting now because we were talking about how we read more female authors than male authors, and my female author count is more, but the majority of the authors that were repeat authors are guys.
And some of your favorites, probably, right?
Well,
if you're reading another one by him, are they your favorites? Because mine are definitely my favorites.
I mean, I like John Mars. I liked the one Blake Crouch, but the other Blake Crouch I read, I didn't really like.
Interesting.
Stephen King, I just kind of read because he's Stephen King, and I want to read
Stephen King.
I want to know
what the hype is?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have gotten really quiet unless our comment section is not working suddenly. Anybody want to report on their authors that they have?
If you've read anything that was translated,
or your repeat authors, so we know what you were loving and trying to read more of, maybe.
Josh Malerman is really interesting because I loved Bird Box, but all of his other books that I've read,
not your favorite,
are like 3-star or lower.
Bachman is favorite of yours too. I know. Janice says most of my men authors were nonfiction or classics. Yes, that would make sense to me too.
When did I read A Man Called Ove?
Jenny says no repeat authors. Sometimes that's just how it is, I think. I'm sure there's some years when I don't have any repeats either. She's checking to see when she read.
Because I'm surprised that I only read one Frederick Bachman in 2025.
I have this theory that Frederick Bachman is going to show up at one of our bookstores or our libraries one of these years. Because some of our other favorites have done it.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to come here and we are going to freak out and fangirl like crazy. All right. Should we move on to the next one? Is there anything else we wanted to say about authors?
I like to say that I read 90 books and that was 83 different authors. Going with the repeat things. I don't have many repeats. Mm-hmm. So it's 83 different authors.
So
if that makes sense.
Yes, and you didn't have the new to you author. Oh,
Well, I added
yours
it.
was-
I had 65
New
new
to
to me
me.
authors.
and I had 35. According to this is a Storygraph stat. According to Storygraph, I had 35 new to me authors, which I find interesting also. Let's see. Ellen is saying 5 or 6 translated books, but from at least 17 countries.
Ellen is the one from Sweden, right?
Right.
So, Ellen, do you read like books that were written in English or in Swedish? Translated.
She mostly reads in English, I think. But sometimes she'll read in Swedish, but she prefers English if I'm remembering right. So, but you count if you are reading in Swedish, but it was written in English, then that's a translated book, correct? Then you would count that, right?
If you're reading it in Swedish,
But it was written in English.
Yeah, that's translated.
All the repeat authors, yes, because of the series. That is interesting. English mostly, Ellen says, yes. Lovecraft on repeat always. You know what? I still don't think I've read any Lovecraft, and I'm feeling really bad about that. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes. I wish we could read Frederick Backman in Swedish.
Right. I feel like we are missing some stuff, even though I feel like we're getting lots of stuff, but we're also missing stuff. And sometimes we talk about this at book club all the time because we love Frederick Backman, but sometimes we wonder if what we're loving is actually the translated
if we
talent.
Like the translator. Do we like Frederick Backman or do we like the translator?
Exactly. Okay, Susan says, deep character development. So her 5 books since November are Rebecca Yarros, Sarah Moss, but 16 years behind in reading. Well, yeah, you have a lot to catch up on. 16 years behind.
So is that Fourth Ring and
ACOTAR,
or Front of Glass?
I think so. Maria Andrea is back home, yay! And she says, terrible at continuing series. I know I had this huge goal for 2025 to finish or catch up on series, and I completely failed on it. So I know that feeling, but I'm trying. I'm still trying. How do you know for sure if a book is translated? Does Harry Potter count as translated? No, because it was written in English. You're reading it in English. I don't know how you know for sure. You look it up?
If I suspect that it might be translated, then I look it up to make sure.
And somewhere it will say,
and just say
on
like,
Goodreads
this book, original language, and then you'll find something.
I know Harry Potter was morphed into American English, which is annoying, but I would not count that one. Yeah. Yep. They do change the words. It's so annoying. If you read it in another language, then it's counted. So if you read Harry Potter in French or Spanish or Korean or something, then you could count it. All right, let's move to the next one. So we're not here forever and ever. Next, we're going to talk about the why, how, and what is what I call it. Why, how, and what. British counts as English, yes.
That's like, is mayonnaise an instrument? Sorry.
She's going to start snorting now. This is not going to be good. I know. Let's get that one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi. Okay, Pat is saying that Mari, Andre, and I are in a group where we have read a lot of Claudia Pinheiro's novels. I hear you guys talking about that all the time. That have been translated into English, and there are 2 different translators, and you prefer the newer one. So you are definitely feeling a translator vibe. That is interesting. So when I read that one book that you are always talking about, Pat, called Elena Knows, make sure I read the correct translator, okay? I need to make sure that I get the right one for you. Yes. It's really interesting, this translator thing, because they are really key to these translated books, for sure. It's kind of like a narrator in an audiobook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Why, how, and what? And what I mean by that is we already talked a little bit about the how. That's the format. We can talk about that in more detail. And the why is like, what did we read it for? Like, was it for book club? Was it for a buddy read? Was it for a class 6 challenge? Was it for a diversity bingo thing, or Maria Andrea's book club, or what prompted us to read that book? What category did we stick it in for reading? And you're saying that you only do whatever you want and book club.
Yeah. So I had 12 books for book club, and then everything else was just my choice.
Book club, we're talking about my in real life, in-person book club that I host at my house for 20 years now, 21 years we're going on now.
No, 22.
Wait, 22 years? Wow. Okay, time flies. We're going on 22 years now. And so when we talk about book club books, that's what we're talking about. And then I read a lot of things for this year. I read 4 reviews for authors that asked me to review their book. 2 of them were for NetGalley because I just decided to join NetGalley again. 2 of them were other authors that just asked me to read their book. I only have 10 books for book club.
Were there some that you didn't read?
I read them all. I thought I read them all.
Well, then how do you not have 12?
I didn't reread Project Hail Mary though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Was there another one that you had already read?
I don't know.
Maybe you read the January one in December?
Maybe. Weird, huh? Are we missing some comments? Okay, let's see. Elena Knows is translated by Francis Riddle. Okay, I'm writing it down right now because I hope to get to that one because you talk about it so much that I need to see what you're saying about that one. Elena Knows. All right. 20 years. I know it's such a crazy thing that it's lasted this long. And I have theories about why it's lasted this long, but we had a big party when we hit 10 and we had a big party when we hit 20, which I felt like was just last year, but it was actually almost 2 years ago now already. So it's really crazy. Book of the month books. You have 52 book of the month books. Is that what I'm understanding? And you read 12 of them. Right. A lot of people get book of the month and then they just accumulate on your shelf and you don't get to them all the time. And so a lot of people have that as a goal. I just acquire everyone else's book of the month books that they don't want anymore.
I never signed up for book of the month, but I have
right.
Book of the month books.
Cami comes to our book club. Speaking of book club, she comes to our book club and brings all of her book of the month books that she doesn't want to keep. And then we get them and get to read them, which is always fun. Okay, Jenny said she read 6. She wanted to read 6 classics, but managed 2. And you didn't even try, but you managed.
I read 5.
Were you trying or were you just accidentally?
No, just accidentally, but I thought I got to 6, but apparently I did. Well, it depends on if you count the Silence of the Lambs. I thought of that this morning.
Well, sometimes people consider things modern classics in a certain time frame.
Right. It was published in 1988.
So maybe you could count it as a modern classic, but for my thing for everybody to be on the same page as far as classics, it's 50 years or older. So that one wouldn't quite be there yet. I did get 6 books read for my classics challenge. And let's see, did I not even write that down? It's not written in my list. That's weird. I don't know that I read any banned books. That's another one that I sometimes try to purposefully read, is something that's on the banned books list. I don't know that I did this year. I read 1 beta book for a writer friend. I did 1 read-along book with Maria Andrea. We read Ramona. And according to my calculations, not counting anything that I particularly read something for, I read 40 books for fun. That's just, the mood reading books. I read 9 books for events and like read along, like monthly events on BookTube, like Maria Andre and I do Yagist. That's counted in that number. And I don't know, a big book summer, I counted it. And Shorty September, I counted 1.
You're getting a lot of comments.
Oh, I'm ignoring everyone. I think those were the main ones. Oh, and then the read-a-thons that I do in October, the 24-hour read-a-thon. I counted those that I did. Okay. Oh, Ellen says 12 a year. Yes.
Because Jenny read 12.
Jenny read 12. So she did what she was supposed to do, but she's just behind. And Ellen got one classic read. Yes. I can't remember now what it was, Ellen. You'll have to remind me. Oh, hi, Jessica. 6 classics, and 3 were for book club. You're right. 3 of my classics that I read were for book club. So go book club for adding 3 classics to the pile. Maria Andrea is catching up on Book of the Month. Also, I feel like that is a fun program, but it seems to stress people out because you do get behind. Am I right on that?
Unless those are like the only books that you read.
Jenna says 2 book reviews, 5 buddy reads, and 95 for fun. That sounds like pretty good ones. Yes, I want to do more buddy reads. I don't know. Or group reads or something. Yes, it was very fun. We had a little chit chat on Zoom about Ramona, but we didn't put it up on anything. We just talked for fun.
You didn't put it up?
Yeah, we just talked and we didn't record it or anything. Ramona is the one that I got in San Diego, Old Town, when we were on a trip there once. Do you remember that? Years ago.
A long time ago.
Long time ago. And then There Were None was Ellen's classic that she read. Awesome. Cammie's got 11 Book of the Month books, 5 book club books, 18 Newberries for her Newbery goal that she's doing, and 23 books with her kids. When you say with your kids, are you talking about reading aloud to them? I'm guessing that's what you mean, right? Is that you're actually like sitting down and reading those books aloud? Let's see. Anything else we want to talk about? According to Storygraph, I read 19 books that were part of a series. I didn't keep track of that, but Storygraph told me. And I read 2 books that I'm calling part of Forced Phases, which is a thing I was trying to do on my channel, which is where you concentrate on a subject you want to learn about. And so in May, I read 2 books about sugar and diabetes. So yay, that was a great fun. Great fun. Not. But I learned stuff, so.
Storygraph also told me that I also read 19 books that are part of series, but that definitely does not mean that I read more than 1 book in that series, because I'm really bad at reading series.
Yeah.
Series.
Cammie says yes to my question that she's reading aloud to her kids, which is awesome. All right.
Can we talk about, is this when we talk about like where we got
Yes.
them?
Yes. Let's talk about where we get our books from. How, why, where. What does it say? Why, how, and when, and what, and where.
Why, how,
How,
and what. Why, how. How is the how.
How. Where do you get your books? How do you get your books?
Majority from Libby, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So
Right.
I listened to 69 audiobooks on Libby and 2 audiobooks on YouTube. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
And then I got 1 physical book from the library, the actual physical library.
Only 1?
Yeah.
Goodness.
And then 12 of the books, the physical books that I read, I own 12 of them. And then I borrowed 6 from you.
Oh. I borrowed 1 book, it says, from Elizabeth, I think. Did I not borrow any books from you? Maybe I borrowed some of you.
You probably did, and you didn't count it.
I didn't count it.
I think last year I counted the books from you as owned, but then this year I counted them as borrowed.
Interesting. I got 5 books from the library. Most of those were Emma M. Lyon books. And I got 20 ebooks. Those are, I don't know what. Those are sometimes from Libby and sometimes ones I buy and add to my own Libby or my own ebook stash. And then I have the 1 borrowed one, 13 audio, which is always from Libby for the most part. I don't think I got any audios from anywhere else. 36 books that I owned.
That's pretty good.
And I counted those if I bought it and it's on my ebook.
Oh.
Yeah. So not too bad, right? On that one. Okay. So all we were talking about here. Why, how, and what? Did you do
Why,
that?
how, and what? Why, how, and
What?
what? What's the what?
I don't know. Maybe it should be
Categories?
where. Categories is next.
Oh, wait, but does anyone want to say,
Oh yes, you guys are supposed to be telling us what you
did
are.
you get your books from
numbers.
Libby or YouTube or the
Do
library?
we have a lot of
Or
Libby
how many
users?
books of that you owned did you read?
Ellen says 20% owned, 40% audio book subscription, 30% library, and the rest a mix of those. Combo reads. Right. I had a couple that were a mix, I think. Also. Jenny says this one is complicated. It's kind she needs to figure it out. You got to do some number crunching, right? 34 owned. That's the same number as me, right? Oh, I have 36. Pretty close. 18 borrowed.
Wait, okay. 34.
You doing math?
18 borrowed. You don't do Libby? You're not an audiobook person?
I thought she did. Audiobooks. Library and Libby. So you do a lot. Since you are in the hundreds, you do a lot from Library and Libby. Jessica has 66 audiobooks, 66% audiobooks this year. I feel like, speaking of my book club, I feel like my book club people are all pretty much switching to audio versus reading print. There's Jenny's rest of hers. Borrowed and listened to books she owned. More on the Kindle? Yes. So I got an actual real Kindle for my birthday this year, and so I'm using it a lot for this reason too, because it's easier to read and it's easier to hold than a book. And it's just really nice. I was reading ebooks before I had my Kindle. I was reading ebooks just on my tablet on the Kindle app, and that tablet was heavy and it had a little glare. It could still make the print bigger or smaller.
And it was the blue light.
And the blue light, yeah. So this is the ebook. I mean, the Kindle, not necessarily the print size, but just the strain on your eyes is so much better, nicer, lesser. Better for you. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. Does it count if it's nice, though? Shouldn't you suffer a bit?
What do you mean? Your eyes should suffer?
Oh my gosh, she makes me laugh. Yes, you gotta suffer. You gotta suffer through this reading. This should not be fun. It should not be good for your body. That's funny. All right. Now, should we move on to categories and genres? Sure. If anybody else has some numbers they want to throw out, just throw them out. We're going to move on to categories and genres. Cammy's laughing. Yay, Cammy. Okay. So I read 21 YA books, 41 adult books, and 4 middle grade books.
Mm-hmm. These are categories, not genres.
And she says classics is a category, which is true. But I didn't. My classics are counted in the adult category with that one.
So I read 67 adult. Also, I don't think did I count non-fiction? Wait, where's my I put nonfiction as a genre.
Yes.
But I feel like I don't know. Anyway, categories and genres are different. My categories: 67 adult, 15 young adult, 2 middle grade, and 5 classics.
All right, you guys throw up your numbers now. That one was an easy one. Okay.
borrowed and listened to 20 books that I own a physical book.
And she's like, does that make sense? Obviously, we're
Well,
trying to think about
how can you listen? Oh wait, like bolt. Wait, what?
Ellen requests a Venn diagram. Okay, Jessica's on to 90
audience. That's a good way to
audience.
To audience. Audience.
But then classics you would put that into your adult audience for the most part, unless you were reading
there's middle grade classic.
Unless you were reading a YA
I read
middle grade classic.
The Little Prince, which people consider a children's book, although I think it's more
middle grade.
Yeah. But The Little Prince is a classic.
I don't want to count.
Fair.
This is too hard right now, huh? Lots of it. And which is the best thing is doing lots of all the things. That's what my big platform always is anyways. Lots of all the different things. Okay, so
Newberries. Newberries are all middle grade classics.
Newberries are middle grade classics, exactly.
They're not adult.
I'm just saying all my classics went into the adult category this time. But if you were counting your classics and throwing them into an audience, you would have to figure out what audience they're all for and put them in those categories.
Well, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just figured out what genre they are.
Okay, so let's talk about genre. Did you split up your genres?
I wouldn't have some.
Oh. Okay, wait. First, Marandrea has some. 35 nonfiction, 30 YA, 30 literary fiction, and then poetry. That sounds pretty balanced. 12 YA for Ellen. 5 of those were Heartstopper. That was me last year. And 2 middle grades. Awesome. Contemporary fiction takes the cake for me. This is Jenny. But I fell into this rabbit hole of what is literary fiction versus contemporary fiction. Good question.
Are they different?
Did you figure out the answer to that?
Tell us.
Tell us. Please enlighten. We have no idea. I just figure literary fiction is a book that doesn't really fall into any other category that people are buzzing about and reading for book club. That might count it for literary fiction.
I just think of it as anything that's not, it's real life stuff.
Contemporary fiction,
that's
usually.
Not a romance. Yeah.
This is Jessica's top genres. Literary fiction, 40%. Romance, 25%. Nonfiction, 15%. And Jenny says she does not know the answer to her question.
Okay.
Contemporary fiction and literary fiction, same category. But are they different? Are they actually different or not? They are the same. They are not different.
Do you know that? Is that what you say, Cami, or is that a fact?
This is what Cami says.
From elsewhere.
Oh, interesting.
But
Ellen says contemporary is at the present, literary is the style. So it can be literary fiction, but be a historical novel, right? Ellen says that. Yes. We should have a dedicated video about this subject, I think. There's a difference according to the internet rabbit hole that Jenny went down. But the difference could be what Ellen just said, maybe, right?
But if it's historical, then I say it's historical fiction.
Right. You're right.
Everything is literary if it's a novel, right?
Right. This is the rabbit hole. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So why do we even so I've wondered why we call it literary fiction, because everything is literary.
It has to do with the plot versus character, according to Jenny.
I feel like that should be a separate live.
Okay, I know we are filling ourselves plummet down the rabbit hole at this very moment. Ellen says yes to something, but I don't know what. All books are literary, maybe, or it has to do with plot versus character. I don't know.
Or this should be a separate live.
Or this should be a dedicated video. Yeah. I don't know the answers though, and then it starts messing with my head, and I'm like, it's not that important, and blah blah blah. I don't know. Okay, let's just say what we did.
Andrea says something funny.
Maria Andreas says, yes, I know. It makes my head spin, and then I'm just like, it's not. Who cares? I don't know. But it's true though.
Okay, genres. My genres. Shall I say
Go
my
for it.
genres?
Yeah.
Okay, my top genre was thrillers. I read 20, so I tried to like do everything, like pick only one genre, even though some things I feel like could be several. I tried to pick only one. Okay, 20 thrillers, 14 literary fiction, 11 horror, 10 fantasy, 7 mystery, 6 nonfiction, 6 romance, 4 historical, and 2 dystopian.
Good job. Mine, I can't do that easily because I break my genres up into the different categories. Yeah.
Oh. It's going to take a while.
I can do it fast. Let me just see. Oh. Okay, so I read, my favorite genre / category is YA, contemporary fiction or romance. So I read 13 books in that category genre. I read 4 science fiction fantasy from the YA category, 1 historical fiction, 1 graphic novel, 2 dystopians. From the middle grade, they were all 3 graphic novels and 1 contemporary. And then in the dope category, I read 5 historical fictions, 4 science fiction or fantasy, 0 dystopian, 5 romances, I guess.
Wait, when you're done, I have something to say.
5 literary fiction, 6 memoirs, which I pulled out of the nonfiction category, 5 other nonfiction books, 6 classics, 3 mysteries, and 1 horror. Bird Box is a horror, right?
Nice, 1 horror.
And I didn't know how to categorize Emma M. Lyon. It's not really a classic, but it's like a historical. But it feels like a classic.
I would say it's historical.
It's historical fiction. I thought of it as a romance for a while at first, but then I stuck it up into historical fiction. So 5 historical fictions. Those were all the M. Lyon books. So they're not really romances because there's not much romance going on. It annoys me. Okay.
Wait. I just realized that I forgot to write down science fiction when I was doing my... Wait, did I do mystery? Oh. YouTube told me to take a break from watching.
Is anybody's YouTube telling them to take a break because you've been watching us for too long? Sorry.
I forgot to write down science fiction. I read 12 science fiction. I was a pretty high chunk, but I forgot to write down.
Cammy's bucking the system and not wanting to count the numbers.
Well, this is why I did this like a week in advance.
Contemporary, historical, fantasy, self-help, graphic novels, thriller, and classics. What's your favorite?
It takes a long time.
Cammy, what's your favorite genre out of all those that you just listed? Ellen has too many genres to list. Tons of genres, I know. Yes, Emma M. Lyon is not a romance. And you like it. You like that. And I was just like wanting more. But I don't know why I was thinking of it as a romance at first. But then I realized that it's historical fiction, even though it kind of feels like we're reading a Jane Austen novel. So, Regency books from historical fiction. No, I think Regency is historical fiction, which is what Emma M. Lyon is.
Yeah.
Ellen's biggest ones are contemporary, thriller, historical, and horror. Let's see. There's a lot of genre blends, which makes us crazy when we're trying to.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, if I had to pick one, what genre would this be? But I read a lot of sci-fi thrillers, which I feel like
thrillers
is hard I have to decide whether I feel like it's more thrillery or if it's more sci-fi.
Jenny was shocked because you read 4 science fiction, which you were surprised about. You didn't think you would read that much.
Which isn't much.
But for me, she was shocked, yes.
Oh, wait, which isn't much for me. Oh,
Yes. For her, that was a lot of
that was a
science
lot.
fiction.
Okay.
Yes. Romance, historical, and fantasy. That sounds kind of like, but when I say romance for my romance reading, I'm not talking the Emily Henry kind of books or the, who's that other one that's real popular right now? Abby Jimenez?
Yeah.
Jimenez? I'm talking just more the cute, fluffy YA romances. That's mine that I love. So, but romance, historical, and fantasy are some of my favorites. Pat is saying that she agrees with Ellen. Contemporary fiction refers to the time period it is set in the present tense or the very recent past. It deals with issues of relevance to our contemporary world. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. So, what did we categorize as literary fiction? Do you think that we would call them contemporary instead? Like, let's throw one out. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That's historical fiction, isn't it? Did I count that as literary and it's historical?
I don't remember what I counted that as when I read it, but it is pretty historical.
How about My Friends?
A Little Life.
My Friends by Frederick Backman. A Little Life by who?
Hanya Yanagahi.
Nobody knows that book.
What do you mean? That book is so popular. And that was my longest book. It was 820 pages.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know that book. Where have I been? My Friends, would that be considered a contemporary but not necessarily literary? Well, all's literary.
I think
we're taking literary out of it and we're calling it okay. Yes. Ellen is so smart. She knows these things. Literary fiction has become a divisive term, but yes, it refers to style, rich, complex writing style, and often complex themes as well. So when we're
so you have to be a fancy writer to be literary fiction.
Yeah. So when we're categorizing these genres, do we even count literary fiction as a genre, or we just take it out of it? That's my question. Is it an actual genre, or is it just another category?
I don't know. I don't like that. That makes me sad.
Yeah, because you have to be a fancy, rich, perfect, beautiful writer to be considered literary fiction. And yes, obviously, Pat's saying the definition it gets blurred, which is so true, which is probably why we're having this discussion. Contemporary fiction can be literary fiction, right? I was just going to throw out some more of what I considered literary, just to see the violent conspiracy.
The Bell Jar as literary.
That's a classic.
Classic isn't a genre.
The Bell Jar, I don't know what that would be.
It is not necessarily historical.
Well, because she wrote it during her time period.
Right.
If somebody wrote something during their present time period, then it's not historical. Yeah. So what about the violent conspiracy? Would that be historical, or a thriller, or a mystery, or a contemporary?
Violent conspiracy is a mystery.
Okay. What did we say about this? We're going to do a different. What's a river? You don't know that one. I don't know what to call it. Categorize that.
The Wedding People. I feel like The Wedding People is literary fiction, but it's not fancy prose. I guess that one is just contemporary fiction.
Maybe. My Friends is both. Nice and prosy, but recent times. Cammy's yelling at us now.
You need scissors.
Scissors.
I have a thread on my pants that are bothering me.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. And Pat is agreeing with Cammy. They are getting on us in the comments here. Yes, it's crazy. Very divisive. All books are books, but sometimes it's helpful to get a sense of the vibe. It's the vibe we're talking about, right? It doesn't mean one is better than the other. Okay. The vibe. I like that word, Ellen. I like to use that word a lot because it does help you understand sometimes what we're talking about, I guess. Anyways, did we hash that?
The live is longer than it has been
ever before,
and we haven't even gotten to our ratings.
Okay, we have to hurry into the ratings now, guys. Okay, we're going to drop that subject now. Now to the ratings. Okay, rating stats. I had 8 5-star books, 5 4.5 stars. This is another good thing about Storygraph. People who aren't using Storygraph yet, you can rate things in quarter stars. So I had 8 5 stars, 5 4.5, 31 4 stars, 8 3.5 stars, 10 3 stars, and 2 2 stars. And my average rating was 3.89.
Nice.
How about you?
I had 11 5 stars, 2 4.5 stars, 44 4 stars, 44 4 stars, 28 3 stars, 4 2 stars, 0 1 stars.
Neither one of us do 1 stars, and I've said this before.
Well, I do if I need to fit it like for book club, because usually if it's going to be 1 star, you DNF it.
Exactly, that's what I was just going to say. You don't really finish 1-star books,
but sometimes I do if
you're forcing yourself.
I'm forcing myself.
Okay,
but yeah, I didn't have any this year.
Nice.
Who knew stats were so fun?
This is what Ellen said.
We love
We
stats.
knew it. We knew it. This is why we do this. Whatever we're doing.
3.7 is my average too.
3.89. Mine's only a little bit higher than you guys. You guys yell at me all the time about rating things too high. Pat is laughing at Ellen, I think, about how much on stats are. Yes.
Oh, that does make your top 10 easy to have 10 5-star reads.
Yes. I thought mine was pretty
11.
easy.
I had 11.
I had 8, and then I did 2 honorable mentions for my 4.5 pile.
We usually show some of our physical books of our 5 stars. Shall we do that?
Maybe we might as well. We hauled them up. We got them here. So let's just do it.
Just whatever ones that we have.
Kind of quickly.
Physically.
Should I start? I've already done a video on my channel of my 5-star books. So people who have watched it will know already. But Leon Moriarty, Here What a Moment was one of mine. And one of yours?
And one of mine.
We read this for book club. It's really, really
literary.
It makes you think about life. That's why I give it 5 stars. Books that make you like ponder things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jessica says what her average. Oh. Ellen's average rating. 35.5, 35.4, 33s. And you feel like you're too generous? I don't know. I'm trying to be less generous. This is Jessica's 3.7 average. Sunrise on the Reaping was another 5-star read for me because Haymitch's story is so crazy. Neil Schusterman, All Better Now. This is a great kind of dystopian YA about a plague that makes you happy and how that can be bad. I loved this fantasy by Elaine Taylor, Strange the Dreamer, which I finally got to after forever. Her books are so good. This was one of my honorable mentions, the Lunar New Year Love Story. Awesome graphic, YA graphic novel by one of my favorites, Jean Lewin. I can never say his name. Yang. Jean Lewin Yang. Is that how you would say it? Lewin Yang. Yeah. And of course, Marcus Zusak's book that came out at the beginning of this past year, Three Wild Dogs. It's his memoir about the dogs in his life, which I really, really loved. Also, this is one for both of us.
No, this was 5 star.
This was 5 star for both of us. I read this the last week of the year.
Yay!
It's crazy mind-bendy time travel.
Do you have a list of like the other 5 stars that you don't have physically either?
I don't. let's see. Oh, what are they? I think that the other ones that I did 5 stars for was Go as a River and I don't know. I don't remember what else.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go then.
Go then. Hello Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah. Hello Beautiful we read for book club.
Okay, so my 5-star books were Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, Graceling by Kristen Kishore.
This is a blast from the past.
Very behind.
Blast from the past here.
What's the word?
Behind? Slow to the bandwagon?
Slow to getting to that one. It's literally been on my TBR for like 15 years.
So are you going to keep reading the series? Because I never kept reading the series.
Well, I started reading the second one, Fire, but it's totally different characters.
Well, yeah. So you were bugged.
And so then I didn't keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what happened with me too.
I don't know. Anyway. And then A Little Life.
Cami says she just read Gracing last year. Reread Gracing last year.
See? Okay. And then A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara.
Which is the big one you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a chunk. The audiobook was like 30 hours.
Wow.
The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty.
Leanne Moriarty.
Project Hail Mary. I don't have that one physically at the moment because my boyfriend's siblings are borrowing it.
Oh, hopefully you'll see it again.
I know where it is. And then Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty again. And Recursion by Blake Crouch again. And A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So both of the Holly Jacksons that I read this year were both 5 stars.
Interesting.
So I'm deciding to keep reading more Holly Jackson.
I need to read this one. Is this mine or yours?
Mine.
Do I have it?
I got it for Christmas. No.
Oh. You should keep this one. Leave this one here and let me read it someday.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because this one is talked about so much. I just need to know what the deal is.
And then An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekanen. That was one of the female duos. And Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano.
It was one of her book club books, and I think most people liked it a lot, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't remember now. Cami says Fire is harder for her to read too, but Bitter Blue brings it all together.
So are the characters in Fire also in Bitter Blue? Because I kind of thought about just skipping Fire. But I guess that's probably not a good idea.
I don't know. All right, so that's our wrap up, I think. Was there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, y'all tell us your favorite books that you read in 2025, please. Give us some recommendations. Last year, I read some of the recommendations that you guys said in this right now in this portion. So
hopefully you're still with us.
Actually,
hopefully you haven't left. You're still with us.
I will read the books that you say.
Give us a list.
Oh, I was singing the Kahoot song.
I was singing Jeopardy. Still nothing. Okay. I know. What do I know? Do I know anybody's favorites that's talked about their favorites already so far? Huh.
What were your top emotions?
I've added so many books to my list already, and I'm trying to remember where I heard them all from. Witch for Wayward Girls.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I got
for Wayward Girls.
I have not read it yet, but I will.
It's on your list.
Because I got it from her. Pet. She meant pet.
She said pet.
Pet.
Pet. Pet? Just pet? And the Book of Guilty.
The Book of Guilt.
Guilt. Woodworking by Emily St. James. I feel like I've been hearing about that one. Not Pat. The Book of Pat. I was wondering if like Pat wrote a book already, and I would be all over that one if she wrote a book. Jessica's favorites: The History of Sound, Wild Dark Shores. I think I've heard of Wild Dark Shores. Is that what you just said?
I said I want to read it. It's one of the Book of the Month ones that got really popular.
Yes, I've been hearing a lot about that one. Last Night at Telegraph Club. That is on my list because I did a video, everyone, of what people rated 6-star books when I did a tag for book club, booktube. I did a booktube tag and asked a question, what would you rate 6-star books? And that was the answer for somebody the last night at the Telegraph Club. So all those books that I haven't read are on my TBR. Project Hail Mary was Jennifer's favorite. That was one of my favorites last year because I read it last year. Yes, that was a good one. And I rated, that was my 6-star book, Project Hail Mary, if anybody's curious. Jenna says, To Clutch a Razor by Veronica Roth, which is the sequel to When Among Crows. I don't think I read either of those. And I love Veronica Roth.
I get Veronica Roth and
Veronica Rossi
mixed up.
Me too.
Which one was Divergent?
Veronica Roth is Divergent.
Veronica Roth is Divergent, and Rossi is Under the Never Sky?
Right. Okay. Pretty sure. Project Hail Mary, for his Cammy's The Love Elixir of Augustus Stern, Sunrise on the Reaping, The Compound, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. That was one of our favorites a couple years ago, wasn't it? Was it on our list? I don't remember.
I haven't read it yet.
What are you waiting for? The Second Chance Cinema and In the Tunnel. I remember. I've heard of some, read some, and not some of the others. Drew enjoyed Station 11.
That's a good one.
So good. And I read the other one that kind of ties into that. Sea of Tranquility, which was probably a 4 or 5 and 4.5 for me this year. Project Hail Mary by Jennifer's popping in now. And the one with the 3 sisters.
Hello, Beautiful.
That had 4 sisters. Is that the one you're talking about, though? Hello, Beautiful? I think so, probably. The Compound was great, and Woodworking is what is on your TBR for Ellen. Woodworking. Did you add some to your list? Are they going into your head?
I've never heard of Woodworking.
Who was the one by Woodworking? What did she say?
Emily St. James.
Is that...
Wait. That's not the Station 11 person, is it?
Station 11 is Emily St. Mandel.
Oh. Close.
Emily St. something else Mandel. Emily St.
John
Mandel. Jurassic Park, I'm starting that one this week. This is book club for January, so...
I'm almost done with Jurassic Park. Is Jurassic Park a classic, even though it was written in 1990?
No. Well, maybe you could consider it a modern classic, as they say. We could get into semantics again.
Okay.
I don't know. Emily St. James wrote Woodworking. But that's the one that's not Emily St. John. She's looking it up. I'm trying to remember if I've heard of this one other than...
That's not helpful, Google. Never mind.
It didn't work. Okay. Yes, it's time to go. Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm glad you joined us, Jenny. Jurassic Park is science fiction. Is it a classic science fiction, though? Or modern classic science fiction? I don't know. All right. We rushed through the end there, but it's time to go because we've lasted long enough, and I know everyone needs to go places and do things. So thank you so much, everyone that joined us. And if you are not with us, you can watch the replay, which you won't hear that if you are watching the replay till the very end. I was supposed to say something at the beginning. I forgot. Let's see what other people are saying real quick. Yes, Gen Z considers Jurassic Park because it was in the 1900s. Thanks for coming, Jessica and Cammie and Pat and Ellen. Now it's way past your bedtime, probably, yes. fun tradition. Yes, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. And hopefully we'll keep doing it. Right? Until next time,
Happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.